This is Feed Your Mind, and so I just checked out a new movie about the exploration of the North Arctic area. Um, it's a biopic that was just released on Netflix. So it's a feature film. It's actually pretty good as a feature film as well, but I was watching it for clues. As a feature film, I'll give it about a B. It's a pretty good survival movie. But yeah, I had to check it out because the timing, I was just talking about all the North Pole stuff, the Polaris area, and then a lot of North Pole information's just been flooding my reality lately. With this guy that's doing his journey out there. He's already started on it and he's headed there, and this movie is like, I think it's pretty much the exact same path that this explorer that I told you about in my last video was taking. This explorer is about to go out there to see if there's any clues out there. And so in this movie, the movie's called Against the Ice. It's on Netflix right now. So if you have Netflix, you can check it out. And basically, it's based on a true story. It's based on two explorers that claim to have reached the North Pole. And so as I'm watching the movie, I know like this is the official narrative. So as I watched it, I was analyzing it and seeing if anything stood out, and a few things did stand out. So basically, the official narrative in the movie is that they were headed to an area that you can only reach by foot, which is the same thing this explorer that's going out there now was saying. There's an area that you can only reach by foot. It's like he's saying it's like a 400-mile journey, and then you got to journey like 400 miles back. And so in the movie, it looks like he's taking that same journey, and the official narrative is that these two explorers were looking for an island at the northeastern tip of Greenland. And so this island was disputed. Apparently, the U.S. was trying to claim it as an island. The Greenland people were saying, no, that island is part of Greenland. Now, that's what they're saying the movie was about, is they had to get evidence or something that that island is indeed part of Greenland. But so as I'm watching the movie, I'm speculating and brainstorming, and I'm kind of wondering if that island they're talking about could be the tip, the bottom part of the Mercator map. You see, in the movie, they were following this map. I think it's set in about 1911 or something. And so these two explorers in the movie were, they're based on actual people. At the end of the movie, they have the real pictures of the two explorers, and I forget their names, but yeah, they were out there, and a lot of interesting things happened. So yeah, they kept on referring to this map that they had, and I believe this map might have really been the Mercator map with that shows this magnetic mountain in the center. I think it's called Mount Meru, and there's like 4 rivers that reach it. And this piece of land is like a continent. It's almost like 4 continents, but you can almost see it as one thing because it's just separated by 4 rivers, which is kind of biblical, actually. So basically, I've done research, and it looks like that continent of with the Mount Meru, the magnetic mountain they're calling it, it looks like that continent was hidden from a lot of maps, pretty much all the maps. It just disappeared off of a bunch of maps. At first, it was on several maps I was hearing, and then all of a sudden, they got rid of the continent. And so it's possible that these two explorers had access to that map because it seemed to be a pretty common map back then. And it's possible that whatever these two explorers found out there is why they removed it from most maps in the modern day. because basically these guys took off for the journey. It was pretty brutal, the journey. It's like the climate is very much like how it would be in Antarctica. These guys were going through a lot, going through the snow with their sleds and their dogs. They encountered bears and stuff, and a lot of mishaps happened where they had to adjust their strategy. It wasn't an easy trip at all. And so they journeyed up there, and then what I found interesting is that they achieved what they had to achieve for the mainstream audience, for the mainstream narrative. They said, oh, well, there's the island that's part of Greenland. So that's what they're saying this movie was all about. But was that island actually the discovery of this Mount Meru area? Because the reason why I say that is because I found it interesting that these guys, if this movie is accurate, these guys were pretty much missing for like 3 years, almost 3 years. They said something like 800 and something days, maybe 864 days is what I remember, or something like that. Or might have even been more, but these guys were missing for years. And they sent a rescue team, and the rescue team went out there. Well, first, apparently, according to the movie, the two explorers made it back to the cabins, at the accessible area of Greenland, the farthest they could get by boat. And there's cabins set up, and then you got to walk the rest of the way. So they made it back to the cabins, and they said that, their team was gone, and their boat was missing. And so they said, they abandoned us. So in the movie, they had to shelter in place at those cabins for, it was like a year, maybe 6 months. And then the captain explorer said, he had this dream, and he had to go back all the way back to the northeastern part of Greenland, because he thought he had, left something. He was like, he had a feeling that he had to go back there and obtain something that he had left there, some journal or some marker or something. So anyways, that's what they said in the movie. And that's where I thought, okay, this is possibly the made up part of the story. This is possibly, it might be the official narrative, but I started thinking that it's possible that these guys were just missing for years. They made it seem like they were waiting in that cabin for a long time. The crew left them, and then they went back to the northeastern part of Greenland to find something that they left. And then when they got back to their cabin, they said, they realized somebody had been in the cabin, and they realized they missed there was a note, and they said they realized that the search team had already came and left. So then they were stuck there for like another year or more. And eventually a rescue team came and got them after they were in that cabin forever. It was like, I don't know, it was hard to keep track of the days because they weren't counting by years. They were saying they're counting by days the whole time. So you have to do the math, but they were in that cabin forever waiting for rescue, and it finally came. So that's the part that I was wondering, were these two explorers did they actually reach the northern Mount Meru area that everybody is looking for? This area, they say, is almost like a mythical land. It can be mistaken as Shambhala and Argartha and Eden even. And there's this land, and people don't know if this is a physical land or if it's like a portal. And that's what I want to know from you all in the audience. If you could participate in this discussion so we can brainstorm, and we have to see what we're all thinking about this. Is this a physical land, this Mount Meru area, or is it a portal? Because the thing about the portal idea is that the portal would be a physical land. Because if you reach the portal, the only thing about that portal is that once you enter the portal, you'd be in a physical land. It would almost be like my theory about this circle Earth containing many realities at different frequencies. So that portal could put you into another reality, or it could just be a physical continent. I'm not sure where I conclude on that concept, because it could very well be a physical continent, that Mount Meru area, because they erased it from the maps to hide it. And then I don't know how the plane routes go up there. Because when you're in a plane, you're not, in a commercial plane, you can't really see the land a lot of times when you're in the sky. It's like you're in the sky, all you see is pretty much clouds for the most part, depending on how high you are. So I don't know if there is, if you can see the land, it's like, do people even realize what the land is beneath them? It's like, do they even really know where they are? You look out the window, maybe they just pass it and don't think of anything of it. And it could be this mythical place, this Mount Meru area. I don't even know what the name of this continent is. If anybody knows what they call this continent area where the Mount Meru is, if it has a name, let us know. But so there might be a mysterious continent that's being hidden from us, and it might actually be a physical continent. These guys were missing for like 3 years in the Arctic. Missing for 3 years. That's just unbelievable. Their story, I don't know if I buy it. The official narrative, how the movie was telling the story, they were just hiding out in that cabin the whole time. They were just sheltering in place for years, waiting to be rescued. The crew left them and everything. So that's what I'm saying is I think it's possible that they might have reached this mythical hidden continent, and that could have been what their whole mission was in the first place. Now, on that continent, I don't know what they would be finding out there. I don't know. I mean, let me know your thoughts. Do you believe the official narrative, or do you think there was more to the story? You think I might be onto something here? Or do you think it was just that they were looking for that island, like the movie was telling us, and like the official narrative is telling us? So I don't know, maybe check out the movie and let us know what you think, if there's any clues you picked up in the movie or anything like that. Yeah, so anyways, I'll leave a link in the comment section and the description box if you want to check out more information about the North, the magnetic North. I'll also leave a link if you want to subscribe to my Feed Your Mind 3 channel. I'm over there all the time putting out videos on other topics that I don't cover on this channel. Also, I'll leave links to my social media plus much more. If you would like to leave me a tip, you can leave me $1 tip to help keep things going. Here at Feed Your Mind, it's just like leaving your waiter $1, to keep things going here at Feed Your Mind. I'd appreciate it. I want to get back to my documentary style videos eventually, so we'll see if we can get there. Anyways, thank you for tuning in. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. This has been Feed Your Mind signing off.